Alrighty guys, let's get into this next game here tonight. This is going to be a Gold League game, and we're actually going to be seeing a PvP here on Deadwing. Deadwing's a pretty interesting map. These spawn locations in particular are pretty interesting. In the bottom right hand corner of the map, playing as our pink Protoss player, we've got DroneProbe, part of the ETL clan. His opponent today in the top right hand corner, playing as the purple player, is LeNzY. LeNzY, man, I hate it when there's like purple and pink in the same game. It's going to get messy, especially because it's a mirror matchup. This watchtower is going to be pretty important in this game, guys, because it is the watchtower between their bases, and by taking this watchtower, you do get a hell of a lot of map awareness. I mean, there's still going to be warp-ins and things like that that you will not see, but it's still going to be important. Also, oracles are going to be possibly strong on this map because they're so close by air. Expansions and stuff, I think it should be pretty fine. Nothing too crazy because of their spawn locations or anything like that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, something to note, I don't know if you're allowed to actually blink up on this this ridge here. Guys in chat might be able to tell me, can you blink straight up if that's a double ledge? Because here's a single ledge and here's a single ledge, which is actually a very small amount of blink distance. But if you can blink up this huge ledge here, that would actually be pretty damn strong. So I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure someone in chat will know. And we're going to see a PvP here, guys. These guys both scouting for each other's location. LeNzY scouting a little bit safer, so his economy will be like a smidgen better than his opponent. Right now, we do have a double gas coming out of LeNzY, our purple Protoss player. And his opponent right now just going for the double gas as well. So it looks like this could be perhaps the same build even. So just have to wait and see, I guess. The gas timings were a little bit different, so we'll see what they do with their tech. We should see the subunit scores being dropped very soon. This is actually kind of late. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, you build an extra probe. He's built an extra 2 probes, which has delayed his subunit score quite heavily. So now Drone has actually got this up. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know of this drone player, but his name is actually Balmar, the bass mouth fish, or the big mouth bass, or something like that. Anyway, and he's part of the SEA community. He used to run his own tournaments and do a lot of stuff for the SEA community, so he's a pretty cool guy, and I definitely think that he's doing some cool stuff in the community, so I just want to give him a shout out. He's got under the name DroneProbe at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe he's just trying to hide he's keeping his top secret identity, you know. Only 2 probes in each gas right now, which makes me think that there is something very, very particular coming up here. We are seeing a build, a very specific build. We do see LeNzY doing the very same thing here, except that his gas timings were staggered, whereas his opponent got both at 15. So we'll see if it is a different build or a same build. Right now, LeNzY, though, pulling ahead a little bit in supply. He's also floating a few more minerals than his opponent, so just playing it just a little bit ahead right now. He's 3 probes ahead, which is what's causing the big difference here. We've got 2 gateways coming out from Drone, so it could be some sort of little bit of a stalker poke at the start, something like that. But we do have 3 gateways coming up, and a Twilight Council for LeNzY, so maybe blink, maybe 3 gates. That could be very likely. We do see multiple stalkers being produced. He's going to go up to 3 stalkers, and I think it is going to be that little bit of a push there. Coming out of probe. Sorry, I just turned around then looking like a crazy person. I thought I felt the floor move, but it was not. It was just my imagination. I'm going crazy. Are we going to see blink, or is this going to be DTs? This is the big one. Blink getting chronoed out right now, so we are seeing a blink build here from LeNzY. Guys, like I said earlier, this is a gold level game, so their builds might not be perfect, but they are definitely trying, and they have a distinct plan, a specific plan, and goals they want to achieve. We do see this stalker push coming out here. 3 stalker aggression with the mothership core to come with it from Drone. He's actually supply blocked himself really hard. He's also dropping his own DT shrine, so it's a DT expand from him. His opponent nowhere near having detection for the next 20 years, so unfortunately, if he does get to the stage where he's got DTs before he gets scouted, that's going to be pretty strong. But I mean, both players can get DTs, really. LeNzY is down a little bit in supply now, which is kind of interesting because he was ahead. And he just does a warp in of stalkers, putting himself into a great spot, and he's going to be able to get rid of these stalkers. Get out of here, stalkers. He's also got himself a proxy pylon across the map that he can be warping in at. We see Drone building some Zealots back at home, building another gateway. His DT Shrine now is well and truly on the way. Forge comes down for our purple player LeNzY, and that Forge is going to be the detection that he very much needs. So that is great to see. Hopefully he builds a cannon. He's not just getting it for upgrades. Some more Stalkers coming out. He's going to want to get aggressive with these Stalkers. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult to be aggressive when there are DTs on the field because he has no detection and he especially has no mobile detection. And what I mean by that is he's going to have cannons, no observers, so that's going to be a bit awkward. DroneProbe right now has got himself a little bit stuck here. He's got his 3 Stalkers on the wrong side of this wall, which is going to be a little bit of a nuisance. But it looks like maybe that's not even going to happen. It's not going to get to that point because LeNzY, for someone who's going Blink is a very aggressive build. You want to put on pressure, you want to attack, and he's being very, very passive with his Blink. So this is a little bit of a shame, but I think he might have cottoned on to the DTs at some stage. I'm not sure what did give him that inclination that was coming. Did he actually scout it? He sees the DTs now, that's for sure. So he just guessed, I guess, and now here we do have a DT coming in. The cannon is in the mineral line. There's only one cannon. There is no robo, so as soon as this cannon comes down, bam, goodbye DT. That is one DT, very nicely dealt with, but here comes 2 more. He actually backs off with those. He doesn't want to engage into this. Now, this is where I'm loving what Drone's doing. Drone is macroing up. He took his expansion. He's looking great, and he's a little bit down in supply now, but that's okay because he has those DTs. And because there's no detection in the forward part of the map, the Stalkers can't attack. They cannot attack because the DTs will be just sitting here being very, very strong defense. And LeNzY here says, man, I hate DTs because this is causing him some serious trouble. And these DTs have come all the way home. They've made the long journey back. And now he has defensive DTs. Do we have a robo here? Yes, a robo has just been dropped by LeNzY because he knows he can't attack without that. Oh, right, I'm having people in chat making fun of me. I must have said something wrong. Caught on, says Smile. Caught on to the DTs. Yeah, sure. That works. Alright, Waldo, I want you to cast the next game with me if you're available, man. These Stalkers are walked in across the map, but he just can't do anything with them. And here we go. Here we go. Observer on the way. Now, are we going to have enough Stalkers? The unit tab says that it's going to be 13 Stalkers versus 2 Zealots, 2 DTs, Photon Overcharge, and 5 Stalkers. If he can snipe the Mothership Core before there is a Photon Overcharge, then LeNzY can do it. He can definitely do it. But if there's a Photon Overcharge, he's going to have a real uphill battle. We've got a Stargate now making Void Rays as well. So if he waits too long and the Void Rays come out, Void Rays have a lot of DPS and they can be sniped out very quickly by the Stalkers. But, man, it gets very tricky, especially depending on the army size down here. We just see an Archon walked in, which is a nice decision because of his opponent's detection. I guess he just expects that he'll have detection by now, so he makes it an Archon. Archon's very, very nice. Just in general in PvP, I really like Archons. I think they're a great unit. They do the splash damage. They're very tanky, and they can shoot up. So if your opponent goes Stargate, you have something that can shoot up, which is great. And we should see some of that coming into play very, very soon because it looks like LeNzY here wants to get aggressive, and he's going to have a decent-sized army. He's also getting +1. Oh, DroneProbe is about to have +1 finish up, and it's finishing at a really nice time. If he can delay this fight just a little bit, he does hit the Photon Overcharge button. Pure Stalker versus this army. Well, I tell you what, if we can get some warp-ins coming out of Drone right now, he's going to be just fine. He's got a bit of a supplier. He's got to go and engage this though. Oh, the Blink in. The Blink was aggressive, and I think that was a bit of a mistake. But time warp down, that was a mistake. He should have definitely saved that, especially when his opponent has Blink, because he is going to need. Oh wait, that was his. That was this time warp. So that was a nice decision there. My bad. All right, so DroneProbe taking the supply lead. His economy absolutely kicks ass right now. LeNzY's pulled all those probes back home. I didn't see why he actually did that, but oh no, he's just transferring them now. So that's a very late transfer. We do see the pink player getting a decent army here. And these Stalkers are becoming less and less scary because Stalkers, man, they're not that strong. And especially with Archons and Void Rays and DTs, the whole combination is very, very strong. LeNzY does have the detection there. And wow, this engagement's not going that well for DroneProbe, because I think he should be able to just crush this army. 3 Stalkers, I mean 3 Void Rays now. Those Void Rays can tear through Stalkers like it's nobody's business. These supplies fairly even, but the income tab says 46 harvests to 35, very heavily favouring our pick player. The rock's getting destroyed right now. I'm not sure why. You don't want to engage up this ramp, that's for sure. This was a much better place to battle, a nice big choke. But I guess he's just, you know, trying to make himself. He's trying to scare his opponent right now. He's saying, "Oh look, I'm here, I'm everywhere. What are you going to do about it?" And really, that's all he can do right now, because he's got a macro up back at home, and he's got to change his tech path. Right now, we do see that he's getting a +2 attack, but it's a long way from finishing. More and more Void Rays being produced from Drone, and he's pulling ahead in supply now even more, so he's going to be wanting to push across the map very, very soon. Jaded in chat says that it takes 30 Stalker shots to kill 1 Archon. That is quite crazy. I don't know if that's true or not, but that is a hell of a lot of shooting just to kill 1 Archon. I would love to see more Archons in this army from LeNzY. He's putting in a heap of Stalkers. I mean, Stalker versus Stalker, sure, that's great, but when you can have a better composition, you should. I mean, you've got the Void Rays, Void Ray, Archon, Zealot. Awesome composition. Absolutely awesome. Because, what are you going to do, okay? What are you going to do in that situation? You've got Stalkers. You're focusing down the Void Rays. Oh my god, the Zealots just killed everything. You're focusing down the Zealots. Oh my god, the Void Rays just killed everything. It's just an awkward situation. LeNzY falling all the way back. He's a little bit scared right now. Drone moves out, and he does kill off this proxy pylon, which is nice. He did see it with his... Oh, that's his opponent's observer, but he's going to see that LeNzY is... Fuck, I'm getting so confused with these guys. Okay, new rule, guys. New rule in the Viewer games. Nobody's allowed to go pink and purple. Pink and purple is too evil. It makes it very, very confusing. Anyway, guys, DroneProbe's pulling ahead a little bit in supply now. He's also taking another expansion. Also, his upgrades are just a touch ahead, and he's getting charged now as well, so... no, he's not. God damn it. This guy, the purple guy, LeNzY, he's just ahead in upgrades, and he's now getting charged, so I like that decision. His Zealots with charge are good against the Stalker heavy army here, but more Archons are going to be required, because Archons, very, very good against Zealots. So, composition is going to be everything here. DroneProbe, though, just pulling ahead, inch by inch, which is really, really good here. I don't know how I feel about LeNzY being so defensive right now. He's got Blink, and he's got a big Blink Stalker army. He could have denied this base. He could have just kept like poking in and then blinking away. But like I say, this is Gold League, so I don't want to be too critical. But what I will say is, Stalkers with Blink are very, very mobile. You have to take advantage of that. And a lot of the time, you can just be a very scary presence with your Stalkers, especially if you do something like this. Warp Prism play is really, really cool. LeNzY is doing this because he knows he's got to pull himself back into the game somehow, because his opponent's got that earlier expansion. So what he's going to do, hopefully, is a little bit of a drop here and a bit of a Zealot harass. Now, this is one of those things that would be perfectly paired with Blink Stalkers, because you do a little Zealot drop at the back, you run the Zealots into the mineral line. You can do four Zealots, it doesn't matter how many. Alright, and now the Protoss player, particularly in a league like Gold, he goes, oh my god, there's shit in my mineral line, I've got to go and save them. You grab your whole army, you A-move the back of your base, and you're like, yes, I've dealt with it. And then, guess what? There is like this giant ball of Blink Stalkers in your mineral line, killing this one, killing probes, just killing probes. And then you go, oh my god, my whole army's here. This third is so far away. What the hell am I going to do? And then you've got to run all the way back to your third. By the time you get there, the Blink Stalkers, they kill your Nexus, they blink away. Your army gets here, and there's nothing to fight. And you go, oh my god. And then guess what, guys? Guess what? More Zealots warp into your mineral line, and they come back down here and they kill off a few more probes. And then finally, when you're on the breaking point, you're ready to start crying and tearing up, you grab half your army and you send them up here, and then you grab the other half of your army and you leave them here, because oh my god, I need to take this third. And then that's when the kind of stuff happens where you see, surprise, guess what, it's not just my Blink Stalkers anymore, my entire army is here waiting for you, and you've just split your army in two, so you can come in and you can crush this army. and then he's got half his army back here. And I know this is all theory crafting stuff, but this is the kind of stuff you want to try and do, especially in a mirror matchup, when you do have to, like composition, yes, composition's very, very important. Macro, being able to outproduce your opponent, very, very, very important. But also, you can be quite clever, okay? You can be quite clever and try and trick your opponent. If you're not strong at something, you can sometimes rely on your smarts a little bit and just doing things like that pull your opponent apart and stress them